Good morning, students. Next topic in physics is oscillations. In this we are mainly discussing the simple harmonic motion. What is simple harmonic motion? Is to and fro motion of a particle, about the mean point. That is a fixed point is called as a simple harmonic motion. Motion must be a straight line, and the displacement is a vector from the mean point to given point, always directed away from the mean point, and acceleration is always acting towards the mean point. Acceleration is always towards the mean point. That means acceleration and displacement are opposite to each other. That is called as a simple harmonic motion. For simple harmonic motion, acceleration is always proportional to negative of the displacement. Negative sign indicates that acceleration and displacement are in opposite direction. Displacement is a vector directed away from the mean point, wherever is the particle, whichever is the particle is traveling into. So acceleration is proportional to minus x, and proportionality if you remove, you will get as minus omega square into x. Omega is called as angular velocity or angular frequency, and omega is equals to 2 pi f we can write, or also can be written as 2 pi by t. T is the time period, f is a frequency, but symbol they will give frequency as a new symbol. You check up that carefully. Velocity symbol, frequency symbol, you have to be careful. This is for the simple harmonic motion. Basic condition for simple harmonic motion is a equal to omega square x. Sometimes this a is written as in that form of the differential form. That means acceleration is equals to velocity equal to dx by dt. Acceleration equal to dv by dt, means d square x by dt square can be written as a is equals to minus omega square x. So this also can be written as minus omega square x, means plus omega square x equal to 0. This is a differential equation for standard equation for simple harmonic motion. We take any other expression, compare with that, and we will get the expression for omega or time period also from that you can find, or frequency also we can find. Omega equal to 2 pi by t or 2 pi f. For one oscillation, if you take the length of oscillation, if they give 2a, you have to take length of oscillation is 2a, and the oscillations should not be very large ones, and the time taken for SHM is constant. T should be constant for SHM because the time period is constant, or it's called as a periodic motion. Time period is constant is called as a periodic motion. Omega is equals to 2 pi by t. If you take the sun and earth system, earth is revolving around the sun, but not with a constant speed. Speed keeps on changing. But means what? Omega is not constant at all places, but the time period is constant. There omega is different at different places, but the time period will be constant. That is always taking 1 year for completion of the one revolution around the sun for earth. So this t is constant, means periodic motion. So revolution of the earth around the sun is periodic motion, but not a uniform motion. Uniform motion means velocity constant. But for SHM, omega is constant, time period is also constant. It is a periodic motion. Velocity is not constant at all points, but overall time period is constant. Extreme points if you travel, so it is not, velocity is not constant, it is only periodic motion. So at the extreme point, velocity is 0. At this point, velocity is 0. Velocity 0 means kinetic energy is also 0. So kinetic energy is 0 here, potential energy is maximum. Where it goes to the mean point, at the mean point, kinetic energy is maximum, but potential energy is 0 at this point. The extreme points, reverse you will find, potential energy is maximum and kinetic energy is 0, because velocity is 0 at the extreme points. Simple pendulum can also be taken as executing SHM. If simple pendulum also execute SHM, condition is that theta is less than 5 degrees for small amplitudes only. If not large amplitudes are taken, means it is going to be a curved motion. Simple motion must be a straight line motion. For the small amplitudes only we have to take a displacement. Also generally we have to take only for small displacements. If a large displacement taken, it can be periodic but not a simple harmonic motion. So for one oscillation, this question number 1. Graphs are also important for this SHM. I will discuss at the end. Particle in SHM, SHO. SHO stands for simple harmonic oscillator. Particle which is executing SHM is also called as a SHO. Don't get confused with this, please. It is nothing but related to simple harmonic motion only. SHM. Amplitude is a, time t is a time period. Find the displacement. Find a displacement and distance traveled or length of the path, and average speed, average velocity. If the displacement, if the particle come back to the starting point, displacement is 0. But if it is making one oscillation going from the mean point to the right extreme, left extreme, coming back, this is called as a one oscillation. In the one oscillation, the displacement is, the distance traveled is amplitude, 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 amplitude. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4a you will get. Total distance is 4a. But coming back to the starting point, displacement is 0. So distance traveled is 4a, but the displacement is 0. Average speed is total distance Total distance by total time taken. Total distance is 4a, but time taken is t, time period. That is 4a by t is nothing but average speed. But the total displacement is average velocity, total displacement is 0, average velocity is total displacement by time, that is equals to 0. You take that for one complete oscillations. Next is for next question number 3. For simple harmonic motion, A is amplitude, V is V maximum is given, is omega A, and you are asked to find out what is the acceleration, how much, maximum acceleration how much. For SHM, velocity at any instant is given by V equal to omega under root of a square minus x square, and acceleration is nothing but minus omega square x. X is any point we can take. This is for the motion along the x-axis. The particle is moving along the y-axis, means a square minus y square. This becomes equal to minus omega square y we have to use. Okay, accelerations. At the extreme point, if you take at the extreme point, velocity is 0. Displacement is maximum. X equal to a here to take. Extreme point x equal to a. Here also x equal to a. X equal to a means a square minus a is 0. Extreme point v becomes 0, but acceleration becomes maximum. You are asked to find out what is the acceleration. But at the mean point, the displacement is 0 at the mean point. X is 0. When x is 0, v equal to omega under root of a square is omega a only. You will get acceleration is, you will get x equal to 0 means acceleration is 0. But at the extreme point acceleration is, and the mean point velocity comparison they have given. What is the given is maximum velocity is equals to omega they have mentioned. Maximum velocity is equals to omega a. We know it. They are asked to find out what is the maximum acceleration. So maximum acceleration is nothing but minus omega square a. From this you take substitute for omega. Omega equal to v maximum. This is given as a v for us. This is given as a symbol with v. So omega eliminated, omega equal to v by a. So v square by a square. Omega square means v square by a square into a cancels. The result is omega square a is maximum acceleration. For SHM, acceleration a equal to bx. What is b? Constant. This is minus, actually we are supposed to minus omega square x it is supposed to be, but minus not mentioned means we are taking only the magnitude. B constant, some constant number, can be 2, 3, 4 like that. X is the displacement, time period is how much. Basic standard equation for acceleration is for SHM a equal to minus omega square x. So compare with these two. Comparing these two you will get is b equal to omega square, you will get magnitude, and omega equal to under root of b. Omega equal to 2 pi by t. So t equal to 2 pi by root b is the answer. Sometimes they will give x minus something, that is the resultant displacement x prime you have to take. Next for SHM. For SHM, a is the amplitude, x displacement is how much if v equal to half of the maximum velocity. We know that maximum velocity is omega a, and x equal to, that is x equal to the mean point. So velocity at any instant is v equal to omega under root of a square minus x square. V equal to omega under root of a square minus x square. So but you are given that v is equals to v maximum by 2. So this is going to be v maximum by 2. V maximum is omega. So it means left side becomes equal to omega by a by 2 is equals to omega under root of a square minus x square. Equating these two, omega cancels. You will get square both sides. You will get this as a square minus x square equal to a square by 2. A square by 4. 2 square means 4. A square by 4 take it to the left side. A square minus a square by 4 is becomes equal to 4 minus 1 is 3. 3a square by 4 equal to x square, and x equal to root of 3 by 4, root 4 is root 2 becomes, and a square root is a, root 3 by 2 into a. At x equal to root 3 by 2 into a, velocity is v maximum. To they may ask in reverse also, if x equal to root 3 by a by 2, what is the velocity they ask you, that is equals to v maximum by 2. Next, sixth question. In SHM, total energy is E, total energy is, the symbol is given as E. Find the distance x at which kinetic energy is 3e by 4. Kinetic energy is 3 by 4 at that point. What distance x you have to find out. Total energy is kinetic energy plus potential energy. Total energy is kinetic energy plus potential energy is, you will get is equals to kinetic energy is half mv square, potential energy equal to m mass into acceleration related, you will get is related to omega square x. That m omega square whatever is coming on multiplication, kinetic energy potential energy includes mass m. That m omega square is taken as k, called as a force constant. So we write this total energy into equal to half k a square or m omega square into a square we can take. And at any point kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. So this m into omega square is k into a square minus x square equal to 3e by 2 is given for us. E 3e by 2 you are asked to find out For one more thing is total energy is half k square. K is constant, A is constant. Total energy do not depend on the distance. Everywhere total energy is constant. Total energy is converted, change between the kinetic energy, potential energy, or vice versa, but total energy remains constant. If potential energy is maximum, kinetic energy is 0. That is at the extreme point. At the mean point, kinetic energy is minimum. Maximum means potential energy is minimum, or it can be 0. Not always 0 place. So equating these two, what I have told is, at x you have to find out kinetic energy is 3e by 2. E is the total energy they mentioned, means 3e by 2. E is half ka square. So 3 by 4 into half ka square. K cancels. After solving this, you will get x equal to a by 2, means half of the amplitude. At the displacement equal to half of the amplitude, kinetic energy equal to 3e by 4. Kinetic energy is not half place, it is 3e by 4. 3/4 of maximum kinetic energy you will get. Next, question number 41. In SHM, x equal to 7 cos 0.5 omega pi t is given. This SHM equations, you take it as equals to x equal to a sin omega t. If the particle is starting from extreme point, take the sine function. If the particle start from the mean point, from mean point you take the sine function. If particle start from the extreme point, this is from the mean point, means mean point. If particle start moving from the extreme point, x equal to a cos omega t. If the particle is not starting from the exactly extreme point, then you may get or exactly from the mean point, some displacement afterwards is starting, then plus some extra phase difference comes along with omega t. When time t equal to 0, whatever the angle you are getting, this angle is called the angular position, or the phase angle you are called as a, and the extra phase difference, additional phase difference is called as epoch, or sometimes taken as a phi naught. Epoch is the initial phase angle when time t equal to 0 starting point, not starting extreme point, not starting extreme mean point. But which side is going is also important from us. Going away from the mean point is corresponding to sine function plus omega t plus phi you can take. Going from the extreme point means cos function you have to use. In this question you are given x equal to 7 cos given. Cos means from extreme point it is meters. 7 cos 0.5 OT. This is nothing but equal to omega t we have. Omega t is, omega is nothing but equal to 2 pi of a is 0.5 pi you can get. Okay, whatever. If you are given that x prime is equal to 3.5 from the mean point and away. So this value is given as x prime is equals to 3.5 meters from the mean point distance given. But total is how much amplitude? Amplitude is 7. So amplitude is nothing but equal to 7. So whatever the units are given, meters means meters you have to take. So this is nothing but equal to amplitude. Total amplitude is 7 meters and you are given the displacement as 3.5 meters, means half of this only. That means half of the amplitude only you are considering here. X equal to 3.5 meters means that is equals to a by 2 you are taking. So substitute the values here. 3.5, this is a cos function, means from the extreme point you are taking from the movement here. So that formula, this x becomes equal to this value 3.5. So 3.5 is equals to 7 cos of omega t. This 7 take it to the left side, 3.5 by 7 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 equal to cos 0.5 by 2. But cos omega t is half, means this angle is supposed to be 60 degrees. 60 degrees is nothing but equal to pi by 3 we can take. Pi by 3 radians or 60 degrees. Pi cancel it. You are asked to find out the time t. T is equals to 1 by 3 into 0.5. 0.5 is nothing but equal to, this is 1 by 3 into 10 by 5, 5 2s, which is equals to 2 by 3. So t becomes equal to 2 by 3 seconds. Next, 43 question number. Distance travelled by the particle in time t equal to 0 to t equal to 5t by 4 is how much? Starting from mean point. Mean point means sine function you have to use. X equal to a sin omega t. But the time starting from mean point, at the time this only we have to use extreme time, that is 5t by 4. Capital T is the time period of one oscillations. X equal to a sin omega t. A sin omega is 2 pi by t into 5t by 4 is equals to a sin tt cancels, you will get is this 2 2s are 5 pi by 2 you will get. Pi by 2. Pi by 2 means 90 degrees. 0 to 90 degrees is this value. Extreme point is nothing but equal to pi phase difference you will find. This pi by mean point to extreme point is pi by 2, and extreme point to extreme point phase angle is nothing but a straight line, means 180 degrees, pi radians you will find. So every this quarter oscillation the phase difference is equals to pi by 2, 90 degrees. So 190, again 90, again 90, again 90. How much you are getting is 5 times 90 degrees. Sin 90 is 1. So you will get as 1 amplitude, 2 amplitude, 3 amplitude, 4 amplitude and 5 times 5 amplitude. So what you get is displacement is equals to 5 completed 5 amplitudes. It is a distance place. Length of the path that travelled is equals to 5 times amplitude. If you take the displacement, this is 0 and extra amplitude only we have to take. For one oscillation displacement is 0, extra amplitude is only A. Next, question number 50. You are given acceleration A equal to minus beta into x minus 2. Maybe given sometimes plus also, don't get confused with that, take only magnitude. Equal to x minus 2. This x minus 2 itself is, you take the resultant displacement as x prime. And in these expressions also, sometimes they will give you x, this plus 2 something expression. 2 take it to the left side. X minus 2 it becomes. X minus 2 itself is x prime and get the resultant. Again, procedure is similar. You have to go for. Next, A equal to omega square x. Compare with this omega square. So omega square is nothing but equal to beta. Omega is root of b. Omega is 2 pi by t. You can find out the time period t pi 1 by 2 pi under root of. Next, 51 question. Velocity is given. I give only the hint. You please work out. This is not for the case set. Not even for NEET. This is only for JEE. They ask you. NEET rarely. No, they don't ask. Simple harmonic motion. V1 is 20 centimeter per second. V2 is 60 centimeter per second. The distances. This is 4 centimeter, this is at 5 centimeters. Velocity at any point is given by the omega under root of a square minus x square. So V1 substitute here, x1 substitute here. Similarly, you go for V2 also. Solve this for amplitude and also for omega. Omega is 2 pi by t. T we have to find out. Steps a little more, so you may not be asked. You will not be asked for the K set. NEET also very rare. Most probably they don't. Next, question number 56. Simple harmonic motion in SHM, length of the oscillations. This length of the oscillation means total amplitude. One length AA, that is equals to 4 centimeters. Amplitude becomes equal to 2 centimeters. At the distance x equal to 1 centimeter, what they mentioned is velocity is numerically equal to, this is a numerical, equal to acceleration. Numerical means number equivalent. Velocity is different physical quantity, acceleration different quantity, they cannot equate them, but numbers, this is 3 meter per second, this is 3 meter per second square. So then 3 and 3 same, numerically equivalent. A is the acceleration, find out the time period. So what do you have the velocity formula? Velocity equal to under root of a square minus x square, but acceleration is nothing but equal to omega square x. So V equal to A, V equal to A we have. This is from this, V equal to A. So 1 omega cancels and x is given as equals to 1 centimeter all in SCGS only we are taking. So this is 1 you will get. This is also 1, but this is a 2. 2 square is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3, root 3 you will get. This part is root 3 and this is only omega. Omega equal to root 3 and omega is 2 pi by t. We want t. T equal to 2 pi by root 3 is the answer. Next, question number 59 I think. Just check up the number. These very important ones. Man is on the oscillating table platform. It is oscillating up and down and man is standing on it. As it goes upward directions, if you find even in the case of the lift moving upward with some acceleration, when it is moving with some acceleration, SHM acceleration is always present, that is equals to omega square x. At the extreme point, A equal to omega A, maximum you will find acceleration. So the extreme point force can be maximum, but say which direction it acts is important. At the extreme point, if you go topmost point, it leaves the person comes downwards. At this instant, person feels the apparent weight. This itself is called as apparent weight, is a normal reaction. The normal reaction is actual weight mg minus force due to the simple harmonic motion. What is the force due to simple harmonic motion? F equal to ma. What is acceleration equal to m omega square x? And you are given the expression for these oscillations as y equal to 0.5 sin 2 pi ft. This is equal to omega t, and this is going to be amplitude. So amplitude is equals to how much is 0.5. SI units means meters. Half meters is going up and downwards, and that is supposed to be equal to a sin omega t. A equal to 0.5 meters. It means you are asked to find out what is the minimum frequency so that the person feels weightlessness at the highest point. The maximum force F equal to ma, m omega square x. When x equal to 0, force is 0. At the extreme point, force is maximum you will find. But which direction force acting is important. Apart from the weight, weight is always downward towards the center of the earth. But apparent weight you have to check up there. At the topmost point, the apparent weight is nothing but equal to actual weight mg minus force due to simple harmonic motion. So decreases here. At the bottommost point, mg plus f you will find. Means apparent weight will be very large, comes down and again pushes you upwards. Here you will feel your weight increasing and here you will feel weight decreasing. At that instant, if apparent weight is 0, question is he is feeling weightlessness or leaves the platform, meaning is same. The apparent weight on the top, at the top point, apparent weight equal to mg minus f maximum equal to 0. What is f maximum? M omega square A is the f maximum. This formula only also they may ask you. That is equal to 0. That means mg equal to f maximum, means mg equal to f maximum, m omega square a, mm cancels, omega square equal to g by a, omega equal to root of g by a. But what is amplitude given is 0.5. So this is 0.5 into g. What is 0.5 means what? We can take this is equals to decimal, 10 by 5. 10 by 5 means 2g you will get. So you can get the expression for the frequency. You are asked to f. F equal to under root of 2g by 2 pi. Root is only for 2g is the answer for this frequency. That is the answer for this problem, and they may ask at the bottom also what is apparent, but most probably they will ask is on the topmost point, if the weightlessness is there, what is the frequency, or they may ask what is the amplitude also. Instead of they will give the frequency or time period omega equal to 2 pi by t or 2 pi f, and they may ask what is the amplitude of the oscillations. That problem is very, very important also. Students, next question is 59th. Simple pendulum L changes from, length of the simple pendulum is changing from, L changes from 1 meter to 1.21 meters. They will ask you what is the percentage in the time period. Time period formula for pendulum is T equal to 2.0 of L by G. So G, if it is constant, only length is changing here, T is proportional to L we have to take. So percentage change means change in length, change in time period by initial time period, T2 minus T1. Increasing means length is increasing. When length increases, time period also increases. And T2 minus T1 by T1 into 100%. We can write this as T2 by T1 minus 1. If it is decreased, 1 minus here to take into 100%. But T is proportional to L. So T2 is proportional to L2, T1 is proportional to L1 under root. So T2 by T1 becomes equal to L2 by L1 under root minus 1 into 100%. This is the percentage in the time period and length relationship. You are asked, you are given that L2 is 1.21 meters, L1 is 1 meter. So converting into removing the decimal or converting centimeters, you can calculate 1.21 by 100, you will get minus 1. This 121 can be written as root 11, root of 11 square. This is going to be 10 square, means 11 by 10 it comes under root minus 1. 10 LCM if you take, no, 11 minus 10 by 10 into 100. This is 11 minus 10 by 10 into 100. 11 minus 10 is 1. So 1 by 10 into 100. The result is 10%. Increased means directly proportional means increase only. Increase percentage is 10%. Time period increases by 10%. And first, if they use the term called as a seconds pendulum, if you take the seconds pendulum, it is used in the olden days clocks. In the wall clocks with the pendulum clocks, it's called as a, for the seconds pendulum, time period is not 1 second but is 2 seconds. For every off oscillation, the pendulum connected with rod, this is connected with the rod, not thread, is connected to some gears and moves the second needle one time. Every half oscillation one time. So one complete oscillation time period is 2 seconds per seconds pendulum. T square becomes equal to 4. So if you take this relationship, no, T square is proportional to L you will have, and T square equal to 4. The length of the second pendulum will be calculation by T square equal to 4 per G equal to 9.8. L will be 1 meter or 100 centimeters approximately. We will get 99 point something, that is 100 centimeters. If the G is less, G changes means time period changes. But seconds pendulum, if they use the word time period is constant whether you take in the moon or anywhere. On the moon, G is G earth by 6. G decreases means time period changes. Again you have to adjust the length so that the time period is constant. Time period is constant 2 seconds per seconds pendulum. Next, 60th question. Radius of the earth shrinking by 0.2% by any reasons. Shrink means decreasing. Remaining mass keeping constant, what is the time period pendulum changes? How does it change? 0.2% means very small changes it is. But small changes, what you take is G equal to Gm by R square is the relation for the acceleration of gravity. They may give the different planets mass doubled, radius doubled, like that. So you take no G relation, you have to take it up and put it in the formula. Time period inversely proportional root of G. But for small changes, we can take the approximation formula, that is differential forms. Delta G by G equal to delta M by M plus this R to the power of 2 it becomes, means power 2 comes as a multiplication. So minus 2 it becomes, so minus 2 into delta R by R you will get. So delta G by G is equals to minus 2 into delta R by R is the relation you will get. But R value decreased by 0.2%. Decrease means minus you take, minus 0.2%. G percentage the G is equals to 2 into delta R by R, means 2 into R percentage minus 2, because power is denominator means minus comes. So percentage in the G is equals to minus 2 into percentage in the R, but percentage in the R itself is decreased minus 0.2, minus into minus is plus becomes 2 into, this is 0.2, sorry, this is 0.2, 2 into 2 is 4, the result is plus 0.4% increase you will get. That is G. But what we asked is, what is the percentage in the time period? Percentage in the time period, if you want to take T equal to 2.5 L by G. G is constant here. So T is proportional to L. L root 2, it is G is changing here. L is constant. So G to the power of minus half it becomes. So percentage in the time period is nothing but equal to minus half into percentage in the G you will get relationship. But G percentage change is how much? Plus 4. The result becomes equal to, this is nothing but equal to half minus half into plus 0.4 percentage. 2 2 is 2, that means you will get as minus 0.2 percentage, that is decrease by minus 0.2 percentage. That is for time periods. Next SHM problem. X1 is given as 2 centimeters for the force 6 newtons and X2 is 3 centimeters. What is the force? Force is proportional to elongation or extension of the springs or rubbers, etc. You take F equal to MA. For SHM, acceleration is something equal to omega square x. The result is m omega square x. This m omega square itself is equals to k. We can also write it as F equal to kx. K is called as a force constant. If you take it as a spring, called as a spring constant, or for the spring other names are there, stiffness constant. More k value, more is the stiffness of the spring. But whatever, in this case F is proportional to x. So F2 by F1 is equals to x2 by x1. You are given x1 and x2 and F1. You have to find out F2. The result is 9 newtons. You will get. You check up the steps. Next 73. These important ones. You are fixed one mass. Actually, it is on the smooth surface table, able to move freely in any directions. You are moving one side and leaving it. It oscillates to and fro. But what happens if you are expanding one side direction? These are rubber cords, not springs. Rubber cord. What happens is rubbers different from the springs place. If you are moving slightly to the right side rubber becomes loose connected, left side rubber becomes extended. That means at a time only you are doing the work in expansion of the spring, the rubber only, expansion of one rubber only. Time period formula for the springs and extension of these rubber oscillations is T equal to 2 pi under root of m by k. M is a mass, k is a force constant, or called as a force constant this rubber, or if you are using spring, called as a spring constant k. T equal to 2 pi m by k only comes. The other one is not in working. If one is moving to the left side is not working, only right side will work. If you are moving to the right side becomes loose, left side only extended, means you are doing the work expansion of only one spring, but one string, rubber thread or rope. But in same problem will be given with the springs. It is both are not same cases. If you are moving this mass fixed with the two springs to the walls, if you push it to the left side, then left side spring is compressed, but extension will be there on the right side spring. That means at the same time, if mass is moved to one side, two springs will be, one is expansion, other one is a compression. Means energy stored in the two springs will be there, and you are doing the work on both the springs. One is extension and compression by the x. If this extension is x, the displacement of m is x to the left side, means this is compressed by x, this is expanded by x. Equal amount. And expansion compression relation formula is same. F equal to kx, energy equal to half kx square. Potential energy is stored in both the springs at the same way. So these two springs comes in parallel combination. They appear to be series, but no, you have to take them as a parallel. In the case of the parallel combination, the total constant is equals to k1 plus k2 you have to take. Resultant k parallel. K parallel is nothing but equal to k1 plus k2. But identical cases means k1 equal to k2 k means it becomes equal to 2k. So T equal to 2 point of m by k is the basic formula for these oscillations other than pendulum. T equal to 2 point of m by k is equals to 2 pi under root of m by k parallel is 2k is the formula. This is for the mass kept in between two springs. Next 74th question. Spring in SHM. Without loads, the spring has a length equal to 80 centimeters. After suspending the load, the length changes to 100 centimeters. So change in length is nothing but elongation or extension of the spring. After putting the load, the weight spring extended downwards, so mass moves down by the distance equal to x. So if x is nothing but equal to 100 minus 80 means 20 centimeters. Find 2 meters it will be. We have the formula for f. F is equals to kx. What is f is because of the weight only. F equal to mg. F equal to mg. F is also equal to kx. So mg equal to kx. We want the expression for time period. Time period formula for this oscillation of the spring is nothing equal to 2 pi root of m by k. For the pendulum it is L by g. So if you take this relationship m by k, from this m by k go to the left side becomes equal to x by g. X by g, wherever m by k you can replace with x by g. In this problem they didn't give you the mass, but they gave the extension. G is 10 I am taking here. Okay, and 9.8 approximately most of the cases you will give the 10. If they give the g 9.8, use that value. Approximately nearly you will get a nearly approximate value you can check up that. Here in this case, this x is difference 20 centimeters means 0.2 meters, and g is 10, becomes equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Time period equal to m by k replaced with x by g. T equal to 2 pi under root of m by k is equals to 2 pi under root of, wherever m by k is there, now replace with x by g. X by g is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 you will get. This 10 to the power of minus 2, take it to the numerator, no, 100 it is. 1 by 100 is 10 you will have. So root 2 root 2 by 10 of pi. Root 2 is 1.414, pi is 3.14, multiplication of this whole value will give 0.8 or 0.9 approximately. Root 2 is 1.414. 1.4 you take approximately and calculate it. Next 76 question. This is also oscillation of the spring. Extension is given as 0.2 meters. Extension is given as 0.2 meters, and t equal to 2 pi under root of m by k formula we have. M by k wherever is there, no, you can replace with x by g, and you are given x, g is 10. The result again 2 by 100, same as before you will get, but the answer is given the different way terms. What happens here is 2 by 100. 2 by 100 inside the root only, if you take it, this will be 2 by 50 you will get. 50 is approximately 49. Root if you take 7 you will get. The answer is mentioned in terms of 2 by 7, approximately equal to. And it actually what they mentioned is it's pulled down. Extension with the weight is this value. That is only important for us. And if you pull down any extra distance, no, don't bother about that. That is only amplitude. You are giving extra energy to it, pulling down by the distance equal to 5 centimeters and released. So then it will oscillate up and down with amplitude A is equals to 5 centimeters. So whatever you are pulling extra, that will become the oscillation's amplitude. Next level 2, 14th question. And one more thing is for the springs, this G, effective G inside the lift, if you have taken, inside the lift, if the lift is moving upwards or downwards, G wherever is there, no, you have to replace with this with G plus or minus A. Upwards means G plus A, downwards means G minus A. Same for the time pendulum also you can take, spring also you can take. But what happens if the G value, effective G value increase or decrease, effective X value also changes, so that the time period do not change. The time period of the pendulum do not depend on the G actually. Do not, even the formula we are taking here, that is this ratio constant for the springs. So what happens is the time period is independent of the G values. So with the, if you take the spring oscillations to the moon you take, or inside the orbiting satellites you take, or inside the lift you take, moving up or downward with the acceleration, time period is not affected for the springs, but that is affected for the pendulums. Pendulum time period depend on the G. The G changes as the lift is going upward with some acceleration, G plus A to take, the time period decreases, and vice versa. Inside the orbiting satellite or freely falling lift, G is 0. When G is 0, 1 by 0 is infinity, time period becomes equal to infinity for pendulum, but not for the springs. Next level 2, 14th question. Here two different forces are acting on the object for the same extension, not mentioned, we have to take it as same extensions. But two forces combinedly are acting on it. What is the time period? Separately forces with the same extension, time periods are given of oscillation for SHM oscillations. F maximum, F equal to, this is not necessarily maximum, just F equal to, maximum means wherever X is there becomes equal to A, amplitude. F equal to MA, A equal to omega square X minus n, by taking the magnitude only. Omega equal to 2 pi by T, omega square means 4 pi square by T square into X you will get. For the force F1, M same mass 4 pi square by T1 square into X. For F2, 4 pi square mx by T square. So numerator value is equal, same. So resultant force, only single force you are applied as a combination of the two forces, or both forces applied at the same time, giving the total force F is equals to F value, then that is 4 pi square m into X by T square you will get. So comparison purpose, X is taken same. But they, what they told, gave in the question is for the force F1, the time period of oscillation is 4 by T, 5 seconds. Second case F2 is given the time period of oscillation 3 by 5 seconds. The resultant force, when the both forces are applied, what is the time period? So F equal to F1 plus F2, this quantity is equals to, this resultant 4 pi square mx by T square is supposed to be equal to F1 plus F2 terms equation. Numerator value same, cancels, only you have to take the denominator times. Substituting the values, you will get the time period of oscillations of the combined result. The resultant time period is 12 by 25, which is a 12 2 is a 24, means 1 by 2 times, approximate 2 point something you will get. 1 by 2 means 0.5, that means slightly less than 0.5, 0.48 you can go for. Next question number 22. spring balance has a load of 10 kg. If it is pulled to the side by 60 degrees and find the reading. Spring balance, measure the weight. Common balance, compare the masses. So spring balance, whatever the weight you are hanging, that only extension F equal to Kx formula we use. The spring balance principle is the Hooke's law, F equal to Kx. This is external force. Internal force restoring from the spring we have taken means minus it becomes. So here, whatever the force are hanging to it, that only gives the reading in it, not the G actually. But proportionally G is constant, therefore you will get the proportionality relationship, mass readings we will take it here as the proportionality. So we can take this F equal to mg is the tension in the spring, you can take as T, and the mass is given as equals to first 10 kg. So reading becomes equal to 10 kg weight, means newtons. If you take no, G is we have to take 10 G, it becomes newtons. G is 10 means 100 newtons you will get. Mass only 100 grams. But now spring is pulled to the side. When spring is pulled to the side, you have to take the component of the weight acting. So when you pull it aside by the force, some force pulled to the side or inclined by reasons, the tension in this spring changes. The theta, initially it was T, now it becomes equal to T cos theta component. T cos theta is supposed to be equal to downward weight mg it becomes. So T cos theta is equals to mg, you have to find out the new time, new tension. New tension I will take it as a T prime. So T prime is nothing but equal to mg by cos theta. Theta in this case given as 60 degrees. Theta is given as equals to 60 degrees. Cos 60 is half. Cos 60 equal to 1 by 2. 2 go to the numerator here, at 0.5 we can take it, that becomes equal to 2 times mg. M is 10 kg. So this becomes equal to 20 G you will get. 20 G. So reading becomes equal to 20 kg weight. The reading is 20 kg weight. Newtons if you want to know into G, acceleration to gravity 200 newtons it becomes, means doubles. Next question number 25. Two springs constant K1 is greater than K2. Compare work done for equal expansions. Compare the work done for equal expansions. This is a very important one. So it may be asked in the two different ways or three different ways for work done. Work is also equal to F equal to Kx. Work equal to average force into extension. Extension or compression same X. Half Fx. This is stored as a potential energy in the springs, that becomes equal to half Kx square. Also you can write F equal to Kx substitute half Kx square. If you substitute for X, X equal to F by K. F into F is F square. So F square by 2K. Any of these formulas we can use for the calculation of the work done depending on the data they gave you. But in the cases, first case what they told is equal expansion. Equal expansion means x1 equal to x2 if you take. First case is x1 equal to x2. Two springs you are taking, different forces are applying so that extension is same. Hard springs require more force than the soft springs. If you cut the spring, if the cut the spring length decreases, the K is inversely proportional to L. When the spring is cut, length decreases means K increases, means the spring becomes more hard. In case if we combine the springs, length increases means K decreases, it becomes easy to expand or compress the springs. So in the case of the springs, when you take the equal expansions, x1 equal to x2, then what is the, which one is work done is more? They already gave you in terms of the K as K1 is greater than K2. More K, more hard spring it is. So in this case, if you take x same, which formula where you can use is force not given here, you are given equal expansions only given. So work and expansion means only this term you have to take, W, K, X relationship. X constant, so W is proportional to K. More K, more W. So W1 by W2 is K1 by K2, because K1 is greater than K2, W1 is greater than W2. Next other case not in this problem, but please check up this. Equal force they may give you. Forces are equal means X will not be equal, hard one will be expanded by the less amount. Equal force if you are taken X may not be same, but in terms of the force only we have to compare in and K, so we have to compare with this expression. Equal force means F constant means W is inversely proportional to K, more K, less W. So K1 is greater than K2 means W1 is less than W2 is the answer for this question. Simple point, next point, simple, this is only theoretical points, concept related. Simple pendulum is inside the lift means T equal to L by G plus A. If the lift is at rest, acceleration is 0. That means if the acceleration is 0 if V equal to constant or V equal to 0. So time period is same you will get. But if the lift is moving upwards or downwards, wherever G is there, no, replace with G plus or minus A. This upward direction is G plus A, downward acceleration is G minus A. Free fall. Free fall means lift connected a string broken. This a free fall is also same condition for the orbiting satellite. Inside satellite, orbiting satellite. Satellite is a freely falling body. So inside that A equal to G you will get, so G minus A equal to 0 comes downwards. So 1 by 0 is infinity, time period is infinity means pendulum do not oscillate, it stops until the lift comes down. Or inside the orbiting satellites, pendulum clocks do not work, but spring clocks and the digital clocks work inside the satellite and anywhere in the same way. Next, spring inside the lift is constant, do not depend on G. or variation of G's. Next, springs. Spring constant K is inversely proportional to L. This K is also called as stiffness constant. More K, more stiffness. K is high, stiffness is also high. K is inversely proportional to L, but decreasing length means if you cutting the springs, L decreases means K increases. Unequal lengths, if you cut a shorter one will have the less length, more K values. L is proportional to number of turns. Sometimes they will give into 1% number of turns. L is proportional to N. K is inversely proportional to number of turns. So K into L is K is inversely proportional to L means K equal to L equal to constant. Cut into two parts. Generally they will give you the total length is equals to L1 plus L2 and divided into two parts, L1 and L2s. Then K1 L1 equal to K2 L2. One is short means other one is big ones. Next, springs connected in series combination. Series combination, springs connected whether horizontally on the table oscillating, mass oscillating, or vertically, result is same place. But vertically means if you are taking the spring vertically, the acceleration A equal to G it comes automatically. Horizontally not necessary to be, that depends on the conditions we can take. F equal to M, this T equal to point of M by K series. The spring constant is related to F equal to Ka you will get depending on this K, and from that you can calculate accelerations. So here A equal to acceleration of the springs or SHM is omega square into X relationship. Maximum displacement if you are taking means amplitude, X becomes equal to A, you will get the maximum acceleration. And F means F equal to MA. But if you suspend it vertically, then F equal to mg. A equal to G automatically for vertical oscillations. If you take the two springs in series, the resultant K is K series 1 by K equal to 1 by K1 plus K2, or K series can be written as K1 K2 by K1 plus K2. Time period is T equal to 1 of M by K series is the formula you have to take. So this may be asked, or 1 K series equal to relation also you have to take LCMs. Next, if you take the parallel combination, two springs connected in parallel, extension X is same means you take the total force equal to F1 plus F2 you will get and if you connect the mass in between the two springs fixed at the two ends, this is also same result you will get, and K parallel equal to K1 plus K2, T time period is T equal to point of M by K parallel you have to use. Next, in case if you take the one spring but two masses are connected at the two ends, then if you compress and or expand and release it, the force is same, F equal to MA you have to take that F is same inside the spring, so F equal to M1 A1 equal to M2 A2. A equal to velocity by time, you can also take this as equals to V1 by T equal to V2 by T. Velocity equal displacement time M into x1 equal to minus of M into x2. Displacements of these two will be given by the masses, but if it is oscillating, this means one is action phase, other one is reaction phase, both are equal and opposite. But time period if you have taken for this move, you have to use the reduced mass. Reduced mass means combined mass, resultant behaves like called as a reduced mass. Formula is M1 M2 by M1 plus M2. There's T equal to 2 pi naught of mu by K. Wherever M you used before, you have to use as a resultant mass. Resultant mass of the two combinations is called as reduced mass, that is equals to M1 M2 by M1 plus M2. This is the formula we have to use. Next, types of oscillations. Free oscillations, forced oscillations, resonance. If you take a pendulum, leave it to one end, take it to one end and release it. It oscillates with the time period T is equals to 2 pi under root of L by G. Time period is equals to 1 by frequency. Frequency is reverse of that you have to take. If you require omega, omega equal to 2 pi by T is also equal to 2 pi F you will get. This one pendulum if you take it to the side and leave it, the time period is constant independent of the amplitude also. 10 degrees, less than 5 degrees you have to take actually. Whatever the problem is given, if the amplitude is doubled, what happened time period means no effect. This is called as isochronous, independent of the amplitudes. Whatever they have taken, this is amplitude of oscillations. Provided the amplitude is very small and motion is almost a straight line condition, time period depends only on the L and G. What is length? Length is not the string length, L is the distance from the point of suspension to center of mass of the bob. So in this case, the time period depends on L and G. If these two are constant, means time period is also constant. For second pendulum, time period is 2 seconds using the pendulum clocks. And these are free oscillations. One pendulum oscillating is called as a free oscillations. Any object if you are hitting that vibrates, now in this case produces sound. So any object vibrating on its own freely, that is called as a free oscillation. But first time you have to give it some disturbance, giving some energy. Next is if in case if the pendulum bob, sometimes they will independent of the type of the bob also. If you change the mass, also do not affect the time period. But size changing, if you change the wooden ball and the iron ball of the wooden ball, of the same mass, if you take also would have the wooden ball with the same masses will have the large size compared to that of the high density iron ball. Due to that reason, when the bigger ball you have kept, it means automatically length increases from the point of suspension to center of mass of this bob, that is length increases. Length increases means time period changes. But if the length is constant, time period is same. In same size, if you take whether wood or whatever is the size material you are using, the time period do not change if L and G are constant. Next, sometimes they will give you the hollow pendulum bob with water or some liquid, whatever you are taking it, filled with water, and there is a hole here. As the hole is, from the hole the liquid leaks out, so effective length from here to here, effective total length you have to take, length is more, so time period is more initially, means takes more time to make oscillations. But as the liquid goes out, the level goes on decreasing, center of mass moves downwards, and then all the liquid went out, center of mass shifts again to backwards. That means first L increases, afterwards L decreases to initial values, normal permanent value, fixed values. That means first time period increases and then decreases is the answer you have to mention. Next is forced oscillations. In the case of forced oscillations, if you take the two objects with the different frequencies, this length is different, this length is different. This oscillates with the different time period frequency, this oscillates with different frequencies. Time taken for one oscillation is time period, number of oscillations per second is a frequency. So in this case, if you take the two different but connected with a rubber string, if you make one oscillation, the other also get disturbed and oscillates, but with less amplitude. One is oscillating with the force of other one, but don't have the same frequency, natural frequency. This time period corresponding to that is called as a natural frequency. Each has its own natural frequency but are not equal. Then one is forced to oscillate by the force of one is forced to oscillate because of the influence of the other one. That is called as the forced oscillations. For the forced oscillations, amplitude is not large, but gradually quickly goes on decreasing and comes to rest. So this oscillates with the, this is a free oscillations. Then this is under forced oscillations. If it is oscillating, this is a rubber string. This is also made to oscillate, but with a less amplitude compared to this. Next is resonance. In the resonance, what we take is, we take the pendulum. This pendulum, say this pendulum equal. This A, B, C. A and C same length we have taken. Then they have the same frequencies. I make A to oscillate and put it one side and leave it. That is the free oscillations. And B and C are under the forced oscillation. But B length is different, the frequency is different, oscillate with less amplitude. But C has the same length as A, frequency is equal. Whenever the A and C have the same frequencies, then they are under said to be resonance. Resonance means having the two objects having the same natural frequency equal, matching. If one is made to oscillate, other also starts oscillating with increase in amplitude. We are going to discuss this resonance in detail in the sound topic, next topic, that also waves and waves and sounds. So that is a phenomenon, actual resonance. Two frequencies equal objects you have taken, two objects with the same natural frequency taken. If one is oscillated, other one also oscillates with increase in amplitude. That is called as a resonance conditions. Next is damped oscillations. Free oscillations are generally come to rest quickly because the pendulum bob oscillating comes to rest quickly due to the resistance with the air. So bigger bobs, more resistance with the air takes place, smaller bobs less one, so we prefer the smaller ones, smaller bob to decrease the air resistance. But why it comes to rest is due to the friction, so with the air, that is called as the damped oscillations. Energy loss takes place. In this case of the damping, energy loss will be there by any means. If you take the pendulum bob inside the liquid, energy loss is more quickly, quickly takes place and come to rest more quickly. In these cases, initial amplitude is large. If you take the pendulum from an extreme end and leave it, generally we take for the mean point like this. If you take from the extreme point, from left end, release, going to the right end and coming back. Coming back to starting point is also one oscillations. So during this process, if you take the starting from the extreme end, you are taking amplitude is maximum. As the time passes, the amplitude goes on decreasing and come to rest. Amplitude decreases to 0 exponentially. The corresponding relation is A equal to A naught into e to the power of minus bt. Energy is proportional to amplitude. So if you take this A naught, this one square if you have taken all this, so what you get this energy at any instant equal to E naught A square into this E naught is A square into this is also square, now 2 cancels, e to the power of minus bt by m. B is called as the damping constant of the material, air or liquid, whatever is in that object is oscillating. T is the time, m is the mass of the object. So this e to the power of minus means 1 by e to the power of, you will get that exponential relation. So this amplitudes goes on exponential decreasing to 0. Next is graphs. If you take the x equal to a sin omega t or y equal to a sin omega t, displacement is along the x axis means you take it as x, y axis means y you take it. And sine function, cos function phase difference is 90 degrees. Sine function when time t equal to 0 start from origin. So displacement time graph you have taken, the graph will be sine function you will get. This is sine function. Start from the origin when time t equal to 0, go to the maximum displacement called as amplitude, decrease to 0, and maximum displacement other side we take it as minus a. Minus a means opposite direction we take. So oscillations plus and left and right or up and down we will take. Sine function, this is the sine function. If you take this as a cos extreme, this starts already from the extreme point. This is cos function we take, starting from the extreme point. Next is velocity is nothing but differentiation of the displacement with time is nothing but velocity. V equal to dy by dt is also differentiation means this omega is constant, comes out multiplication a omega cos omega t will get. This a omega taken as V maximum called as a velocity amplitude. This is a displacement amplitude. Amplitude means maximum value. Displacement amplitude, this is called as a velocity amplitude. This is called as a velocity amplitude. Cos omega, it is a cos function and positive. That means you are getting this as a cos function start from the extreme point. When time t equal to 0, cos 0 is 1. So velocity at an instant equal to V maximum. So when t equal to 0, this point, velocity is maximum and gradually decreases and increases to maximum on the other side while going other side. So at the mean point, while crossing the mean point, velocity is maximum right side and again maximum opposite directions. Maximum at this point, they are supposed to be the mean point for the SHM. So whenever the displacement and the acceleration opposites you will get this is a xy extreme point, displacement extreme point, displacement is maximum, but this extreme point velocity is minimum 0 it will be, but potential energy reverse condition you take. Next is accelerations. Acceleration is a dv by dt, differentiation of the velocity with time is acceleration, or d square by dt square. You can take double differentiation of the displacement. The result is this omega comes here, a omega square, differentiation of cos is minus sine, so minus a omega square sin omega t is taken as minus a maximum. This is called a omega square equal to maximum acceleration into sin omega t. Again sine function but negative sign. So sine function from the origin but minus is there means negative axis side, you will start the same as the displacement but out of phase, 180 degrees out of phase. So phase difference between sine and cos is 90, but it is a minus sign. So phase difference between the displacement and acceleration is 180 degrees or pi radians. Sine function negative sign starts. This is called as a amplitude acceleration amplitude. Amplitude of the acceleration is a maximum. Next phase differences. Phase difference with the displacement and velocity. Displacement and velocity. You can take x and v or y and v. Phase difference is 90. Sine function, cos function. Sin 90 minus theta is cos theta. Next phase difference between the velocity and acceleration is also 90. Cos sine. And phase difference between the displacement and acceleration. Sine and sine, but one is plus, another one is minus. One opposite direction means 180 degrees. They may be given diagram like this: displacement x or y, velocity 90 degrees, and acceleration 90 degrees. Next, two very long pendulums you have taken. But time period t equal to 2 pi under L by g is not applicable for all the pendulums. Actually, that is for normal small pendulums only we apply in the laboratory. Very large pendulums we have taken compared with the radius of the earth, then the formula for the time period is t is equals to 2 pi under root of 1 by g into 1 by L plus 1 by r. This condition you have to remember. LCM if you take it becomes equal to LR by g into L plus r. In this case, if length is infinity, infinite pendulum if you take it means the L is, this formula you should not use. Like L infinity, T is infinity, no, not applicable. If L is infinity, 1 by infinity 0, this becomes equal to G by R, becomes equal to R by G condition. The result you have to remember, formula also you have to remember for infinite pendulum T equal to pi under R by G. Same formula we used before for the orbiting satellite very close to the earth, also has the same time period of rotation, that is equals to 1 hour 25 minutes approximately, or 84.6 minutes. Within 1 hour 25 minutes it completes one rotation around the earth, very fast it rotates. Another is same formula we can use even for the earth, drilling a hole across along the diameter or along the chords. If you drop any stone into this, that execute SHM oscillating to and fro, it won't stop in the center. It executes SHM simpler to and fro with the time period t is equals to pi under of R by G. Whether in the tunnel of the chord or along the diameter also, same result you will get. And also go through the tabular column I gave you for the different type of oscillations, like U-shaped tube with the liquids. If you disturb it, the liquid level oscillates to and fro with t equal to 2 pi under root of L by this h by g you will get. H is this height. Please check up that formulas and go through these formulas. Similarly, U shape or V shape also. If it is instead of U shape, you can take even V shape also. Same condition you have to take the time period relationship. And also on floating object rod. If you just press it down, it oscillates to and fro with the time periods. In any time period, what you get is T equal to pendulum of this numerator will be length dimensionally, this is acceleration dimensionally. Effective length, effective acceleration only comes for all the time period relations. For the spring, this formula becomes equal to pendulum of m by k comes, mass by force constant terms. We'll go through the tabular column, please all the formulas you have to remember. For k-set only that complicated, like charged particles not required for k-set, other than the formulas like this U-shaped tube or floating object oscillations required for k-set also. Next, if L is equals to R you have taken means in this case, L is equals to R, length of the pendulum is equal to radius of the earth, 6400 kilometers if you have taken very long ones. Theoretically we imagine here, practically we cannot take the long pendulum because of the air resistance. We are imagining there is no air resistance. If there is no air resistance, pendulum should oscillate permanently forever, actually it should not stop. L equal to R, R square, this is 2R, R cancels, the result is L by 2G, means here replace this L equal to R by 2G you will get. This is also equal to 2 pi under root of R by 2G, L equal to R if you take it. But if L is very small compared to the radius of the earth, that is what we are doing in the laboratory problems, practical experiments, T equal to pendulum of L by G. Very small taken means with the pendulum length you have taken means this formula we use practically. Next one is short pendulum and long pendulum you have taken, and they are made to initially in phase. After some time, after what time they may go into phase, coming into phase. For n oscillations, after n oscillations of the short pendulum, if they are coming into in phase again, coming back into the same position, then n into Ts equal to n minus 1 into TL. Longer pendulum oscillates slowly, so one less condition if you take, this is the condition required. And if they give in terms of the length means wherever T is there, you can replace with root L. So this becomes n into root Ls short length, the root of L long pendulum you have to take. Instead reverse they may give you. That means for n oscillations of the long pendulum, if they are coming in phase, means this for long one becomes equal to n, other one becomes equal to n plus 1. Short one we will take the more quickly oscillation.